Greetings. I'm Lauren Pruitt, the Legal Director of Free State Justice, and I'm excited to share with you some critical information about voting in Maryland. Knowing how to find your polling place and what identification may be required to cast your vote is essential. Furthermore, there have been notable changes to Maryland's voting laws, and it's important for you to be aware of them. First, it's important to know where your assigned polling place is if you plan to vote in person on election day. You can easily find your polling place by visiting voterservices.elections.maryland.gov/polling place search. Even if you're voted at the same place for years, it's a good idea to double check that it hasn't changed. Suppose you accidentally go to the wrong polling place. In that case, you'll need to vote a provisional ballot and will only be able to vote in the available races at your actual polling place. There are different ballots for different districts based on your address. Polling places can change due to various factors such as redistricting or an increase in registered voters in a particular area, as well as for reasons related to the accessibility or availability of the polling place itself. It's always a good idea to plan ahead when it comes to voting. If you're worried about long lines or want to vote early, remember that you can take advantage of early voting at any location in your county. And if you prefer to vote by mail, drop off your ballot or mail it by election day to ensure that your vote is counted. It's important to know that you are assigned to a specific voting district based on your address when registering to vote. This district is a geographical area represented by a seat or several legislative or judicial bodies. Understanding that you can only vote for candidates running for office in your particular voting district in elections is crucial. Maryland is divided into 8 congressional districts, each represented by a member of the United States House of Representatives. Like every other state, Maryland elects 2 senators for 6-year terms, generally not at the same time. All districts will vote for the U.S. senators to represent the entire state of Maryland. It's worth noting that congressional and senatorial districts differ from legislative districts, which are administrative divisions of the state of Maryland created by the Maryland General Assembly to define an area of representation for the members of that assembly, which include our state senators and our state delegates. Maryland has 47 legislative districts. Some are even further divided by the letters A, B, or C. Additionally, 11 of Maryland's counties are governed by county councils. Similarly, Baltimore City is governed by a city council. You will also have school districts, which are special purpose districts that operate local public primary or secondary schools in a specific Maryland county. There are 24 school districts in Maryland. Maryland also uses election districts to divide larger geographic units such as counties, townships, cities. In these election districts, precincts are the smallest division of these districts and generally correspond to an individual's specific polling place. Each precinct has a specific polling station where its residents go to vote. Election districts and precinct numbers would generally correlate to each other. Here's a map of the congressional and legislative districts by precincts in Maryland. The Maryland Constitution sets out the procedures for defining these districts. This ensures that your vote truly counts and contributes to the democratic process. Every 10 years after each U.S. Census, the governor prepares a plan that sets out the boundaries for these districts. This is a crucial step as it determines how the state's political power is distributed. Here's an example of the redistricting plan for Howard County. following the 2020 census. Polling places are denoted by the hyphenated numbers. As the districts change, the voting precincts may also change. Another set of districts relating to voting are the circuit court and appellate court districts. The circuit court districts are divided into 8 judicial circuits, with a court in each of the 23 counties and Baltimore City. The appellate courts are divided into 7 appellate circuits. These districts are designed to be fair and representative, ensuring every citizen has a voice in their government. One thing to remember is that Howard County falls under the 5th district for circuit courts, but it's in the 3rd district for appellate courts. So if you're a Howard County voter, you'll elect judges who only run in those specific districts. Suppose you need clarification on which voting districts you belong to. In that case, you can find out by checking your voter notification card or by using Maryland's voter lookup tool at voterservices.elections.maryland.gov/voter search. Rest assured that in Maryland, most voters don't need to show an ID when voting. However, you may need to show an ID if you're casting your vote for the first time or registered by mail. But don't worry, you can provide a driver's license, motor vehicle identification card, or the last 4 digits of your social security number. Alternatively, you can show a current or valid ID, copy of a current utility bill, bank statement, government check, paycheck, or other government document that shows your name and address. The good news is that most people will already satisfy the ID requirement when they register to vote. You may also be asked to show ID if you have been registered but not voted for a long period of time. There were some notable recent changes to Maryland's voting laws. One of the main changes is related to mail-in ballots. Previously, ballot processing could only begin after the election day, which caused a delay in results. But now, mail-in ballots can be processed earlier, which will help with faster results. Additionally, if you forget to sign a mail-in ballot or your signature is unclear, you can now fix it through various means such as text or email. The Maryland Board of Elections will also post municipal election results on its website. This will make it easier for people to know the outcomes of their local elections. For those interested in being a part of the electoral process, the pay for election judges has been increased to at least $250 per day, or more depending on your responsibilities. Lastly, it's worth mentioning that threatening an election official or their family due to their role in overseeing the election is now considered a crime. This is an essential step towards ensuring the safety and fairness of the electoral process in Maryland. If you're looking for more information on voting in Maryland, be sure to visit the Maryland Board of Elections website. There you'll find the voter lookup tool, which will allow you to review your voter registration record, request a duplicate voter registration card, find your polling place, find out your voting districts, or find your local Board of Elections. You can also see the status of your mail-in or provisional ballot and view your sample ballot. If you're interested, there are 2 other videos available that cover the importance of voting, registering to vote, the 2024 primary ballots, and where to find information on the candidates. Thank you for viewing.